Welcome to another podcast of the current situation at Manchester United. I have to just say this first, just kick things in this video podcast. I don't know if it's coming around town eventually, but I was listening to the United stand, and Mark Goldbridge actually said my prediction, and I did my prediction first, and my man echoed my sentiments in saying a prediction in the game against Paris Saint Germain. And I'm like, man, did he just steal my prediction? But anyway, I'm just playing, you know me. So welcome to another podcast of the current situation at Manchester United. Now, as you know, I did my video, my preview on Sunday. So whatever happened on Sunday night, which would lead to the actual game which actually played today, that was kind of a big stretch because as relates to the news, what's the latest news in Manchester United, based on Manchester United, there are a lot of things that came out. We had at least 5 players that missed out. Harry Maguire and other players which I won't name. Based on Greenwood, Mason Greenwood was left out. I think speaking of Mason Greenwood, I'm not sure of the reputation of Mason Greenwood. I'm not sure of the type of person Mason Greenwood is, but it has occurred to me that Mason Greenwood was left out because he breached certain again, I don't know the backstory because I wasn't in the situation, but I'll just say this, bro. I think it was for drinking or something. I wouldn't say that Mason Greenwood is a like a pedophile or a guy that's like a troublemaker, a gangbanger. I wouldn't say that, but he has something about him that we have to look out for. This is a young guy, and there are things that's coming around from all sorts of the world, from the North Pole to the South Pole to both sides of the pole, whichever pole you want to speak from. He's going to have distractions from both sides. So we just have to look out for this guy. Now, as relates to the game against PSG, the lineup came out. It wasn't a sparkling lineup. It wasn't a sparkling lineup. I have to say that. It was a back five. I would say a back five or a back three with two wing backs. Luke Shaw actually played as a left centre back. So I guess we have a left centre back in our midst, don't we? But yeah, the midfield with Fred and McTominay, Bruno Fernandes, Paul Pogba was on the bench. He had to watch a game on the sideline until half time, and then he came on in the second half just to make a difference. But we'll get to that in a second. Marcus Rashford and Anthony Martial played up top. Now, as relates to the game, again, I'm just going to speak. This is not going to be a long, lengthy podcast because I know you guys have curfew to adhere to, so you have to go to a bed. But as relates to my match reaction for this video, this game, the game that played today, I didn't expect Manchester United. No, in the first half, Manchester United and PSG were like tug and warring. It was like a midfield battle. It was like a midfield battle, and you could see the plan that PSG manager was planning for Manchester United. Because if you look at the midfield, yes, there are a lot of midfield injuries based on in PSG camps. In PSG camp, but as relates to the players that play for PSG in the midfield, that was not a midfield that would like raise a lot of eyebrows. I mean, if you want to talk about like an average midfield, then you could give the eyebrow of validation, acknowledgement, because that midfield was not a midfield that was enlightening or enticing or exciting. It had Diallo, it had Herrera, and it had like what's his name again? I'm forgetting his name at the moment. Yeah, Gay, that used to play for Everton. So that was not the most sparkling of midfield. So basically, my man wanted to lock shop at home, and he wanted the attacking three to break and take Manchester United, take advantage of Manchester United. But in the second half, I'm always rushing. You have to excuse me. Yeah, I just want to make this video as short as I can. But in the first half, Neymar was locked down. So timeout. I have to stop right there. Tuan Seba actually started for Manchester United as our right centre back, which was the right choice. Because as relates to Alex Tuan CB, I think it's Alex Tuan CB, whatever. Tuan CB actually plays, if Alex Swansea was to come home, and I think he's home at the moment, if he was to come home and his missus came home and said, "Dear, how's your day? How's your game? I bet you had Neymar in your pocket, didn't you?" And he say, "Yeah, baby, Neymar was trying to 360 a player. Hold on. He was trying to 360 a player. He was trying to beat a player. He was trying to leave me on my ass. But he couldn't beat me. I mean, thou shall not pass. I'm just the wall of England. I just need to get my injury up, my injury free. I mean, I need to work on my injuries. I've been injury prone for a good while. But you know that you know how I get down. But Alex Twansibo was very solid. He was actually very colossal in the game against PSG. His performances should give us a green light and the go ahead to actually start in the Premier League matches. Because yes, Harry Maguire scored a goal against Newcastle, but that I don't think that would necessarily change the heat and the fire that has been encamped around Harry Maguire. I think my man needs to stay in a place, probably isolate himself for a couple of weeks, even at a couple of games, so he can get his head straight. Twansibi needs to come in the starting lineup. It's been said that from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer that Eric Bailly is injured for like 2 to 3 months. Not 2 to 3 months, 2 to 3 weeks. And I basically said, and this is no disrespect to the white guys, to the Caucasian guys, to the Asian guys, or Latino, Hispanic, but if I was a and I even said this on Twitter, if I was a blind person and someone told me, based on what Eric Bailly has been doing at Manchester United with the injuries he's been getting, I would think that guy is like white or Caucasian, because I can't recall the last time a black player has gotten injuries like 1 week after, 2 weeks after, 3 weeks after, four. I cannot recall. I can Welbeck, Danny Welbeck is an exception, but Danny Welbeck is a striker. Danny Welbeck is a striker, and Danny Welbeck actually played games. Tuan CB doesn't play that a lot of games. So yeah, Tuan CB needs to work on his fitness, and Eric Bay needs to work on his fitness. We need to know what is happening with our fitness coaches. We need to know what's up. So yeah, Tuan CB needs to be starting. Eric Bay needs to sort out himself, and yeah, David De Gea had a very good performance. I was brought, like when I was watching David De Gea, I was just reminiscing and retrospecting the time when David De Gea would make and make saves between the goal sticks in 2018, and that led him to a routine to being a top goalkeeper. That like if you remember the time when David De Gea was there was a time when David De Gea was like in the glorious prime of his time, being a top goalkeeper. We remember what David De Gea was capable of doing. And in the game against PSG, I mean, he didn't need no strategy. He was just, okay, bro, take a shot at me, bro. Okay, save, save, save. Like he knew what to do in the and in fairness to the other the PSG goalkeeper, Navas was doing the same thing. So it was like a goalkeeper versus goalkeeper, and the midfield versus the midfield. Wan-Bissaka was played very well, but he's been in the news for the last 24 hours, based with his baby mama and some other stuff like that. But I ain't gonna get into that right now. But as relates to the midfield, as it relates to the game of Manchester United against PSG, we need to see this game as a step up. Hold on. Let me just turn on this. Give me a second. We need to use this game as a step up for us to step up into the table, into the Premier League. This should give us confidence into the Premier League because we have beaten a PSG side that played most of their best players in their side. They played Neymar, they played Mbappe, they played Di Maria, they played Herrera. Marquinhos was left out. I mean, this is not me talking down on PSG, but you cannot have a guy like Kim Pembe as a captain and you expect to win against Manchester United. Speaking of captaincy, Bruno Fernandes was named as no, dude. This video might go a long way, but I'ma just say this, bro. You know, I did a video. Watch my last two videos. It's named Bruno Fernandes should be captain at Manchester United. Maybe I'm jacking up the title, but should be Manchester United's captain. Do you know that's my largest view video to date for like for probably the last 2 months? Probably the last 2 months, it has at least, well, the last time I check it, it has at least 33 views and one like. 33 views and one like. And I'm very appreciative of those that viewed. But maybe it's just an ego thing that's messing me up, bro. But I guess the players and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you know what I mean? They view the video and say, who is this nigga talking about Bruno Fernandes? Bruno Fernandes should be captain for Manchester United. Who is this here? This 1980s, this guy with the 1980s highline, this high fade, talking about Bruno Fernandes should be captain for Manchester United. I love my Slabbit. He's gonna be my captain. And when he heard me talking about the points of why Bruno Fernandes should be captain for Manchester United, he was like, you know what? This nigga knows what he's talking about. Tell you what, I'm going to leave out Maguire out of the squad. I'm going to say he has a knock. Because I ain't going to knock him like that because I know he has no knock. But I'm going to just leave him out of the squad. But I'm going to just make Bruno. Yeah, I like the points that this brother is breaking and making, man. He's just, yeah, this guy, I guess he has some sense to him. Yeah, I'm going to listen to him. Okay, I'm going to make Bruno Fernandes captain. Voila, it was spoken into being. And here we are today. Connected. Okay, Brittany. I don't know if you hear that, but my headphones name is Brittany. She is very sexy. She's very compliant. But back to what I was saying. Yeah, so Bruno Fernandes was captain and he actually missed another penalty. But this is what I was talking about in my last video. No, in that video podcast, my most viewed video podcast to date for the past 2 months. Bruno Fernandes should be captain. In that situation, when he missed a penalty, he had to retake it because Navas wasn't on the line. Most players would say, okay, bro, I've missed my penalty, you take it. But Bruno Fernandes, being the confident person that he is, he said, bro, screw that. I'm going to take this penalty again. And he took it again, and he scored another goal. And the haters from the rival fans are hating again. So the salty fans are having their mental climax of orgasm because Bruno Fernandes scored another penalty goal. But I hear a lot of persons saying, well, Martial dived and it's not a penalty. Dude, I don't know if the laws of penalties changing based on modern day society and football in general, but this should be this. I'm gonna just say this, bro. That was a penalty. I don't know what you define as a penalty. Maybe you define as a penalty as like a player just, I don't know, just getting kicked down, deliberately kicked down into the box. Dude, any touch of the player and you don't get the ball and he goes down to ground, whether he makes a meal out of it, a Grammy out of it, that is still a penalty. That is still a penalty. That is just reality. And he was given a penalty. He wasn't given a penalty to score because, you know, people want to say, he worked for that penalty. But he was fouled in the box. And people are saying that's not a foul in the box. And I'm like, bro, which game are you watching? There was contact literally made on Martial's legs. It wasn't the most vicious type of contact, but there was some contact to some degree. And the referee made the right choice. But the rival fans from England want to come back on our backside and say, that's not a penalty, but Manchester United has been getting away with penalties. So anyway, it was a very good game until Martial, I guess, karma is a bitch, right? Karma is a bitch, they would say. Martial scored an own goal and PSG was at it 1-1. It was it wasn't I wouldn't say there was space, but it's not like Rashford. There was a few times Rashford exploited that space, but it came to it. It's like there was nothing that came off that situation. So while I call Rashford played, Marcel could have done better in his play, his display. But we just have to say that Martial is becoming to his own. He has Cavani that will teach him a thing or two in scoring goals. Martial will come good this season, and he was great last season, but he's going to become better. That's my statement. When Pogba came on, Pogba changed the game, and he was very efficient. Actually got the assist for the winning goal, which was from Doctor. Some may call him Doctor Rashford, Master Rashford. If Rashford was a female, they would say Mother Marcus Rashford. Yeah, because my man is making ends on and off the pitch. He's making difference on and off the pitch. Now, I would say majority matters because he's a footballer and he should be concentrating is most of his things on the pitch. I'm not saying he should be a douchebag and be self-centered. I'm not saying that. I'm saying concentrate. You're very young, you're very ripe into your football career. Concentrate on your football career. That is where you should be making a name for yourself. When you make a name for yourself, that is where the fame will come. But it's not really about the fame, but it comes with the territory when you're a top player. So we just have to accept that. But as relates to the defensive work, Mbappe was left out. I don't see any. I mean, when Wan-Bissaka comes home, bro, Antoine CB, their missus is like, "Baby, why are your pockets so full? I mean, do you steal something from the store down the street, or what do you have in your pocket?" And I say, "Nah, baby, come here and empty it out for me." And she goes into her pocket and he takes not one Wan-Bissaka, uh, she takes out Mbappe, she takes out Neymar, she takes out Di Maria. Oh, Tejas. Dude, I just don't want this video to be long, bro. But hey, Tejas was solid on his debut for Manchester United. He was solid. He's going to come around town. We just have to stay low and just watch this guy explode. He's going to become a top player for Manchester United, hopefully. But yeah, so Neymar was in pocket of Tuan CB. Neymar didn't have any effect on the game. Yes, he beat a couple players, but as relates to like efficiency with PSG, his reality was like close to nowhere. Like he didn't make a difference as relates to the make when he was attacking. Mbappe was as close to as Daniel James. I mean, Mbappe was trying to get to exploit space with his pace, but it was going to waste. It was not going anywhere. So it was like a downright France Daniel James. And Daniel Van de Beek came on. And speaking of Daniel James, he came on. But my take home point is this. Manchester United has a solid side, and I told you guys in my last video podcast. Manchester United has a solid side and there are a solid side. What is lacking from Manchester United, at least from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's perspective, is tactics. We need to know what are the strategies. We need to know what is the game plan so that we can have a plan to go into the table, into the top table, into the Premier League. We cannot be having good players, which is good. We cannot be having good spirits, which is good. We can't be having laughs and giggles if we don't have no tactics to display on training so that we can play the tactics in the actual game. When we display the tactics in the training, whenever we're playing a game in training, then we're going to gain knowledge. We're going to improve. The players are going to improve their chemistry, their compatibility, their palatability as relates to communicating and exchanging conversation with others, as relates to playing football. That is needed. I'm not saying that we should be like a prime 2009 Barcelona. We just need to know what we're doing on the pitch, what certain players need to be doing. Scott McTominay could have done better. He had a professional performance. Fred was stringing passes, displaying and spraying passes. I mean, that's what pass of Fred is all about, right? But Marcus Rashford, he created that goal. He created that goal. He beat the player, shoved the ball into space, and it didn't go to waste because it went into the back of the net. And that gave us 3 points into the group stage. So that is a very good start on our new blank book page for this season. This should give us a reason to believe in ourselves. We have decent players. Let us believe in our players. We have decent players. We don't have the worst of worst. We're not like Burnley, who's made F all or Jack all signings this season. We have signings that are decent. We didn't make any absent signing. We have at least one signing that is in line with Manchester United. That's Alex Telles. We have a signing that has probably passed his prime, but we have to acknowledge that there was a time where he was a world-class striker, and that is Edison Cavani. We have Danny van de Beek, that some may call he's a Netherlands type of under Herrera. He has great work rate. He's good on the ball. He's good off the ball. But we have to come to the realization that this nigga needs to be starting games for Manchester United, not only in the Champions League but in the Premier League. So this is my take-home point. PSG is a solid side, but United were better. United were better. We didn't really explode or exploited PSG as we should, but we got the 3 points, and that is what is needed. In the group stage, concentrate on getting 3 points and results, whether it's a draw away or a 3 points at home. If you get 3 points away, that is like that's like the holy grail, especially against a top side. So whenever we're getting deep into the Champions League, let us just believe in ourselves. Whenever we're getting deep into the Champions League, let us concentrate on results. Let's concentrate on each game at a time. So again, leave your comments down below in the comment section. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel. I'm not looking for a clout. I'm just a young guy that's just yakking. He's a very good Manchester United fan. You just need to listen to him more often. Leave your comments down below on the game. Who you think is your man of the match? My man of the match is obviously, it's no match. It's Marcus Rashford, because he's a doctor on and off the pitch. My man schooled Mbappe. Mbappe ain't finished with school yet, but yeah. So Marcus Rashford, man of the match. Martial could have done better. I ain't gonna knock him. He's a young player. Rashford is a young player, but we're going to improve. So yeah, man of the match for me is Marcus Rashford. You guys know what's up. Leave your comments down below in the comment section on who is your man of the match. Do you think this is probably a turning point, a rejuvenation, a retribution for Manchester United in the Manchester United camp? You think this might be only turning the wheel to positivity and making that our reality into the season that will continue? Because again, we need a reason to be believing ourselves this season. So again, leave your comments down below in the comment section on your thoughts on the squad, thoughts on our form, and who's your man of the match. Leave your comments down below, and I'll show it to you guys in the next video podcast. That might be the preview for the next Man United game, but we'll see. And I'll show it to you guys in the next video podcast. Peace.